fact, the pioneer, she's the pioneer chairman, Akure, Association of Professional Women Engineers in Nigeria in the state branch. She's the 20th and the first female engineer, female chairman of Nigerian Society of Engineers Akure. Please meet Professor Engineer Mrs. Christianah Ijagbemi. Can we meet you, ma'am?
Thank you very much. I am Christianah Ijagbemi, a professor of mechanical engineering at the Federal University of Technology, Akure.
That's good. Then, can you share a summary of your career journey with us?
Yeah, I started as a young girl with interest in mathematics and sciences, and I discovered that I love mathematics more than other subjects. And by so, I would have gone ahead. We use general mathematics then, and then there's another text like ordinary mathematics, one big text. I would have gone ahead of my class and even of my teacher before coming to the mathematics class. So when the mathematics teacher comes in and is trying to solve questions or problems, and he will say, okay, at this junction, who can do this, who can do that? I raise up my hand, I do such questions, and then the man was like, who are you? And even at times he will put up some questions, not knowing that I've gone ahead of the class and I will solve it. So then he now said, you wouldn't be coming to our class again, that you already have a math teacher. Whatever but that was just it. And then I don't really have a math note. I don't have math notes. I don't write down mathematics like less, whatever. And so that tells how much my interest is in mathematics or anything that has to do with figures. So with that, the man took interest and then advised me that I should go and study computer science. And when I got home, I told my father, and my father said, what is computer science? I don't think then, we don't have desktop. We don't even have desktop then. I'm talking of 1982, 83, sort of. And he was saying like, what is computer science? He said, he doesn't know of any computer, that I should just go and study nursing or do medicine or those stuff like that. So, and I said, okay. So I came back to the teacher and I told him this was what my father said about computer science, that he doesn't know anything about computer science. The man told me, don't worry, it's good. Just, I said, okay. So I kept on. So when I wanted to fill my JAMB form, my daddy was also involved. So he had to fill in nursing science for me, nursing at IFE. So actually, when I did the JAMB, I did very well. And at the same time, I think I was awaiting, no, at the same time, I think my results was a little delayed, sort of, I don't know. So I couldn't really go. But mind you, I've done, because of the advice of my maths teacher, I had already registered for GCE at class 4, then form 4. And I had all my papers. So I now said that at least I can use my GCE and other things also to do. But my daddy said, no, you have to wait for your wife results. And that is that is what really matters, not GCE, that this is an external exam. And things of, I was like, my father actually was not really tailoring me into engineering. So, but lo and behold, I got a brother who was at Federal Polytechnic Adoden, and he said, let's use this your Form 4 results to apply for engineering at Federal Polytechnic Adoden. And that was how I got that admission. So when I came to my daddy and I told him that I have this admission at the Federal Polytechnic Adoden, he said, to study mechanical engineering. Now said, you, a girl lady to go and study mechanical. Will you be going underneath the vehicle and things like that? It's not convenient for you. You just go wait and let's do this nursing and everything. That's the best thing for you. And later on, I just said, let me try this while we wait for the admission of the something of nursing. And lo and behold, when I went to Ado, I just discovered that I got interested in mechanical engineering, and I was doing very well because of my background in mathematics, my interest in mathematics. So I found it so easy that even without reading, I won't go to class. I passed. And I was passing, effortlessly. I was just like, is it? Does it mean it's that simple? I said, let me just stay here. And from there, I got so many of the staff in there to encourage me, being a woman. And all along, I think we were just two as ladies there. All along, it has always been very few of us as ladies in engineering. So because of the pampering I was receiving from the lecturers, young girl and that, I got to stay with mechanical engineering.
So that's your inspiration.
Yes.
Then can you tell us about a memorable project that shaped your career?
Thank you. That was when I also went for, then at about a year in the school, you'll be expected to go for a 3 months industrial attachment. So I went to Kitikupa Oil Palm Mill then, and while there, I met this engineer. He's from, I think he graduated from IFE. He's an engineer of Ogunshui, late engineer of Ogunshui. So he then was like, a mechanical engineer, young lady. I just got people who got encouraging me all through. So he will always take me around the factory. So each time they go for inspection, like early morning maintenance or things like that, he always take me around. But there was a problem one day with the pump, and he was trying to say, like, I just used my ordinary knowledge. Let me just say, because I've not been exposed to any industrial kind of experience. So, and I was now telling the technician that was working, I said, why don't you, because of my plants, and I think that we did one call, they call it plant maintenance or whatever.
Yes.
So which I got to, I said, why are you using this kind of seal? Why don't you use, I think the seal was trying to make a seal from a paper.
Okay.
And trying to use it to get the shape out. And I said, no, you should have go and get the exact, what do we call it now? Get the exact,
there's a template.
No, there's a name, there is a technical name for that. I've forgotten now. Now just go and get the real, just like a seal, or filler, or let me just use it like that. Now you can get to the store and get the exact seal. And he said, no, we can't find it in the store, we need to improvise. I said, no, what you want to do will not really work. Actually it did, and lo and behold, we had spills. So when we had that spill, and then and we were to check, and then the man was, that engineer Bushi was the director of engineering services. And when he came along, I now said, why did you use that? And I said, he was advised to use the correct seal, but he did not. He said he might probably not get at the store. He now said, let them go and check the store. And when they fixed it, the system, became better. Now told me that is the difference between me, myself, and them. That the little engineering knowledge I had to know was what really actually saved them from that spillage. And that was one of the interests. So that got me a little more interested in, like, let me so let me do more. Let me be like this, our director who is the director of engineering services. I just aspired that one day too I'll be a head of a factory, and then I can always apply my knowledge to solving problems.
So what are the most significant challenges that you faced in your career?
Challenges.
I know definitely you face one or two, but which one is can you categorize as number one?
Challenges.
The
Let
most
me.
significant.
Challenges, I would say the only challenge I would say I face is at times, because actually from my childhood I don't really see much difference between a male and a female. I think one of those things that actually helped me in engineering, I'm always very comfortable with males. I don't feel like we are different. But as I got to move higher, I begin to realize that we are different.
Agenda.
Yeah, we are different because I'm the type that sleeps in males, so nothing will happen. Not that I don't even think of,
Maybe
being a kind of
brothers.
So I always like very free with men.
Men.
And then, but when I started moving up, I discovered that this form of prejudice, like you are a woman,
Can't get to this place.
you can't get to this place, or you can't do this and that, and so and I want to say again that actually helped me, because when you tell me you cannot, it's like you have pressed my button. You have pressed my horn button, so I go on to see, and I have this belief that there's nothing you cannot do if you are determined to do such. So it was later that I started experiencing prejudices, but earlier on I was encouraged as a young girl. But when I started moving up the ladder, I begin to see like you are a woman, you can't do this, or we have to consider a man before we consider you, and things like that. Those I would say like form of at times want to deter me, but at the same time I would just look for a way to prove them wrong, that probably what they have said or decided is wrong.
So how do you approach problem solving in complex situations?
First, I'm the type that I do advanced preparation, and when I have challenges, like you earlier said, or have problems, I try to study the problem. I study the problem, and I believe to every problem there is a solution. There is a solution. And then if I tried, and because the first thing I would do is to sit down, think of solution A, B, C, D. My family knows me about that. They always call me plan
Plan A,
plan B, plan C. All my children and everybody, because I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I always look like, let me try this approach. Let me try this. If it does not work, I switch to B. If B does not work, I switch to C. If C doesn't work, I put to D. But the long run, I know that by the time I get to D, I would have understood the problem very well, and then get the solution. That has always been helping me. So to every challenge or problem that I have, I always sit down to look at. I plan out the solutions, and then look at like strategies to use. And I always see that I always get the solution. Or if I don't, I look for a way around it.
You must have done it to halfway.
Halfway.
Not that it's not possible.
Not that it is not possible totally, but at least half solved, and I can always say, okay, somebody else can take it from there. But nevertheless, I will make my attempt and then make my impact felt.
So, what key skills do you think one needs to be successful in mechanical engineering?
You need basically mathematical skills. Because that's the language you speak and you write in engineering. Because most of our expressions is in form of equations. And then if you are good in mathematics and let me say put physics and chemistry together, then you will excel very well in engineering. I was watching a kind of skits on my phone, and they were trying to trash out which is the most difficult course or discipline And on the long run, after the arguments back and forth, they came up to say that it is engineering and that because of what is required in engineering has to combine different knowledge from different areas.
Yes.
You combine the one in your environment to I don't know. So and from different areas, because when you look at water, you want to study how water moves, and then be able to apply it. When you look at air, you want to see how can you work on this air to do this work. We are about doing work, making things happen. So we one way or the other, we study so many things, and then now from the study we will try to bring out how we can make it meaningful, or make it something that everybody can see and appreciate. So that makes it a little more challenging about engineering. So how we advise that people who would want to study engineering should do more of create interest in mathematics, in physics, and in chemistry. With those three basic subjects, you will be able to excel very well in any discipline of engineering.
Can you share an experience of failure in your career that was turned into success? Either now or when you were coming up in your career.
How do I put this? Let me say this. It was not really a failure, but I was about to defend my PhD thesis, and I discovered that my system just went blank. All that I have inputted, saved. Then it was the time that you put things in hard drives of, I think I have hard drives of about 300 GB then. I still normally save as a backup. But I just came to the lab that day. That's my office. I just discovered that I couldn't find any. I don't know whether my system was tampered with. I don't really know. But that got me down. Because this is the work I've been doing for over 3 years and almost rounding up. And then I couldn't find anything. And I need to put up the write-up, because the thesis will be sent out 6 months to defense, to people who are coming as reviewers or as assessors, and then later. So I could not do anything. So I just looked at the system. I don't know what to do. But what I just did was call on my supervisor, my advisor, as we used to call him, and then said, can we get Samsung office around? And he said, we are going to get it around. We need to travel to another town. So it was I just don't know. I had to travel in the mid of night to just see that I got that thing done, got it fixed. And lo and behold, I got there, it could not be fixed. So I had to come back and said, what do I do? Just like in my nature of sitting down to look at problems and seeing how to go about it. So I started looking at some of my presentations that I've done, and I don't know how. But somewhere in those presentations, I have some data that I can use. I sat down. I was like 1 week. I didn't really go out. I was able to come up with the write-up. And when I told my advisor that I've done this and I wanted to present to him, he actually called me a witch. He said, how come?
Is that in Nigeria or where?
That's in South Korea.
Okay.
I said, how come? How were you able to do it? I said, I had to sit down. It was like trying to visualize what I went through and everything. And some of the results I have. In some places I could still remember some figures, and I put them down. And I went to some of my publications that I've done before then, and it was a success. So it was a kind of failure that would have given a setback. But with courage and
some people will have accepted that.
And with courage. And then I want to say there is one other thing that engineering will put in you. Engineering really will, because we are trained to solve problems. You don't really accept defeat so much, or failure. You look at how you can turn the failure to success, or make that failure right. So it's part of the training. So that really helped me.
That means you are a rugged woman. So what advice will you give a young professional or an aspiring engineer?
My advice to them is that they should get more of the current digital skills. Yes, as an engineer, you need, because you need those skills to help you through now. And then, as much as possible, uh, come with that creative nature that we have. Try to do something. Try to solve problems. Look for a problem, even if you don't have any.
Solve problem.
I'm sorry. Look for problems. Search for problems to solve. Yes. In trying to solve problems, you become, you come up with a form of innovation, and with that, that will announce you, and that will be a form of contribution to knowledge or to engineering. So my advice to them is, let them look around as young ones. Let them look for problems to solve. There are lots of problems that we haven't solved. Lots of problems. It is not still possible for an airplane to move on to fly on the road, or let me just put it like that,
yes,
or her. So if it is possible, we should just think of something that looks impossible, and then see to how we can use our engineering knowledge to provide solution or to make it happen. We are engineers are to make things happen. So we should think each day about problems and then see to solving the problems.
Thank you for that. My prof, please, do you know of any misconception about this mechanical engineering that you try and put lay to rest? Is there any misconception as you were coming up the ladder? There will be one or two misconceptions.
Actually, I won't really say misconception. It's just like one of the what I shared earlier on. Like, to some of our parents, they think engineering is not for young girls. But I want to say today that in developed world, you can see so many of our women doing great things. And here also in Nigeria, I don't think there is anything a man can do that a woman cannot do. And the misconception is that, don't think like mechanical engineering is about lifting heavy objects or carrying engines. You have material handling equipment that you can use to move even an heavy engine, even the engine of a truck. You can move it up and then work on it. So I think that these are some of the, how do I put it, misconceptions that people have about mechanical engineering. They also look at it as a dirty job. Like,
is it not dirty?
No, let me.
It's dirty.
They look at it as if you're a dirty job, that you have to, until you have oil on your lab coat or your workshop coat, you really haven't worked. But you can see that these days you don't really need to soil your body with oil or mar your clothes with oil before you solve problems or before you do so many things. So with the current digital skills, mechanical engineering becomes so interesting that even on your table you can design, you can 3D print, you can print, you can be here in Nigeria and send a particular product you want to manufacture to Netherlands or China, and it will be mass produced for you. So you don't really need to enter the workshop or put the machines together or get the factories fitted before you actually practice mechanical engineering or display your expertise in mechanical engineering.
And I say that is what pushes to become the first female mechanical engineering professor. Because I think I had that once. So that the first female mechanical engineering professor.
I just think
that pushed you to that I can do it.
It's just by chance, and let me just put it like
by
that.
By chance or by hard work?
Actually it's by hard work. But probably
you are trying to be humble.
No. No, probably our parents had not been advising their children. Like, my parents did not really actually advise me to come into mechanical engineering. So it was my interest, sort of, that actually propelled me. So I would also advise that engineering is for both male and female. And then women generally, because of our nature, because of our calm nature, we we tend to do better when it comes to engineering, or when, because engineering is not a kind of course that a restless person can really practice. You have to be calm. So, and women are a little, I would just put it, we are more calm
and then
than
you do multitask
than men. So I think it will be a kind of career that will be very, very interesting and pleasurable for a woman. It doesn't disturb you from having children, making your family, doing whatever you need to do, having fun, going anywhere. It even helps you to exercise, because you're trying to see that both are well tightened, and then seeing to see that maybe a particular shape is straight or curved, or that you are exercising your body, you are doing so many things that can even keep you fit. So it's an interesting profession or career for ladies, and I will encourage our parents to allow their children be, whoever is interested in mechanical engineering, and should go into it. And being a mechanical engineer, you can how do I put it, you can function in any other career. You know, we have a division of mechanical engineer that is into biomedical engineering, where we produce body parts, and then we also design the movements of the different, we explain the movements of the various body parts. And so you find mechanical engineering in medicine, you find it in pharmacy, in the production of drugs, you find it in every facet of life. In tailoring, the machine you use to work is a product of mechanical engineering. So the microphone, even the video now that is recording, is a product of mechanical engineering in terms of design, the stand that will carry it. So mechanical engineering is versatile, it's everywhere. Mechanical engineering is life.
Thank you for that. How can one stay relevant in this profession?
Relevance is by updating your knowledge. We can see that we use 4-figure tables to do our calculations. I think you also remember. So you want to check the temperature at 30 degrees at a particular enthalpy or blah blah blah. You go and check through your 4-figure tables. But these days, you find all these things in form of apps or softwares that will provide you this information, and with that you can simulate. Even if you have an idea, that's why I said our young ones to get digital skills. You can sit down and begin to envision, okay, I want to develop a bag that can be moving on its own. So with the current tools that we have around, you can design while you are envisioning it in your brain. You can get to your system and then get a picture of what you are trying to do. So I will advise that we do more of digital skills, and then we try to update our knowledge. Mechanical engineering is even evolving now. Let me just say now, you have it in different forms. So, and as these new innovations are coming up, we need to also update our knowledge. So we need to keep, it's not by going to school. And it could also be by going to school, because there's different courses online now. Yes. With Coursera, with Udemy, with LinkedIn. You can do so many courses that can open you up to the current, or let me just say the recent innovations or the recent technology of how to do so many things in mechanical engineering. So I would advise that we keep updating. We learn, we relearn, and everything.
So viewers are told you heard from the professor, you have to do update your knowledge regularly. Now on the lighter mood, my prof, when you are not doing anything in engineering, what do you do?
Oh wow. I'm a socialite.
Yes.
And I love partying. I love traveling.
Okay.
I love cooking.
So your husband must
and I love to dance a lot. So those were the things I used to do after work, and just try to make myself so to relax myself. So that's what I.
If I may ask you again, assuming you are told that you are asked now that you have to meet somebody, either living or dead, who will that person be in terms of engineering or maybe sciences, and why?
To meet somebody.
Somebody, yeah. Because I interviewed somebody was mentioning Isaac Newton.
Einstein.
Okay, Einstein. The man with E equals to MC squared.
MC squared. I want to meet him.
Okay.
In fact, because that is engineering. That is what defines engineering. I would love to meet him. If there will be anybody I would love to meet in life, dead or alive, I think it's
that's interesting.
Einstein.
So, what's the fun fact about you that people don't know? Maybe at times people look at you from afar and say, "This is Professor Ijagbemi," and you are not. They are looking at you either negatively or in another perspective, not knowing that you are not that person.
I wouldn't know what people are saying about me or how they perceive
don't know
me
about you, yeah.
or whatever. But what I can say about myself is like, I love people to be truthful. I love calling a black, calling a white. And one thing, not blue black. So if you want to get along with me very well, you need to be straightforward. Because immediately I discover a bit of dishonesty, let me just put it like this, like you are trying to paint something, or then I may not be able to trust you. And I have this, that's, I would say, it's one of my weaknesses. Like, I would like to withdraw from you. I would like to withdraw from you, because that my nature would say, like, he has once deceived you, he can also deceive you again. So I will withdraw a little. So I may not relate very well. But that's if I discover that you are not so straightforward. So I don't like, I just feel that we become a very good politician.
Let's go to politics. That's good. That's good. Because for you to become a chairman, you must have done one or two politics.
Yeah, I know, yes. But all the same, I prefer being truthful, being straightforward.
Now, my last question before we round up the program. As a professor of mechanical engineering, where we are is not classroom.
Yeah.
So why are we here? Can you tell us about where we are?
This is the Center for Gender Issues in Science and Technology. Okay. The center is to see to parity in in encouraging students, or see to parity in numbers, or let me just say that in numbers of students that we have in terms of male and female, to encouraging the whichever side that we have a kind of logo and with an arrow where the arrow turns. In case it is down with the male gender, that means we need to help the male gender to come up balance. And if it is also down with the female gender, we have to. So it's to encourage both genders, either male or female, to participate fully in science and technology, and to see to their challenges and see how the university can come to support them to overcome the challenge, to encourage them to participate meaningfully in science and technology, because our university is a university of technology. So, but we want equal participation for male and female. So not like in courses like nursing, you will see few male to female. So we are trying to see like what can we do to encourage male to do more of nursing. So in engineering too, you will see that we have few female compared to the numbers of males that we have. So what can we do as well to encourage females? So the center is there to provide advice, to support in any form, to see to the retention of girls in courses where we have low numbers of girls and females.
Is this recent or has it been in existence?
It has been on for 25 years.
Oh, that's great.
It has been on for 25 years. Started with
Your predecessors.
so there were also many people. So we actually come up with programs to encourage young girls. We do Girls in Science or Girls in ICT Day. We do International Women's Day, International Boys Day, Men's Day. We try to celebrate them and then bring people to talk to the young ones or to even talk to staff members to see how they can fully participate in science and technology.
Professor Mrs. Ijagbemi, I am very grateful and I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
We have a culture on this program, and what is the culture? The culture is to give gifts.
Really?
At the end of the program to our guests. The gift might look small, might look ridiculous, but it's the remembrance of how we started and where we started from. Okay. And the gift is this pencil.
Thank you so much.
Pencil.
Wow.
We started from pencil in engineering. You sketch, you draw, you do other things. And then even up to now, till you retire, you still be using pencil.
Definitely.
So that's why we are giving you this gift as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.